Have you ever wondered where all the incredible animal life on our planet came from? It wasn't a slow, gradual process from the very beginning. Instead, there was a moment in Earth's history so dramatic, so explosive, that it changed everything. Welcome to the Cambrian Period, the original Big Bang of life. Let's rewind the clock about 541 million years. The Earth was a very different place. The continents were huddled together near the equator, surrounded by vast, warm, shallow seas. For billions of years, life had been pretty simple, mostly single-celled organisms, maybe some soft-bodied jellies. But then, in the blink of a geological eye, something truly spectacular happened. This period is called the Cambrian Explosion for a reason. Suddenly, the oceans were teeming with creatures unlike anything that had come before. This was the dawn of complexity. Organisms started developing hard parts, shells, spines, and exoskeletons. Why? Well, the game had changed. For the first time, we see evidence of true predators and prey. This kicked off an evolutionary arms race. Imagine being one of the first animals to develop sight. The world would go from a blurry, chemical-filled soup to a landscape of shapes and shadows. You could see your food, and more importantly, you could see things that wanted to make you food. This pressure led to incredible innovations. Animals evolved ways to move, to hunt, to hide, and to defend themselves. The stars of this ancient show were creatures like the Trilobites. These were early arthropods, relatives of today's insects and crustaceans, and they were everywhere. They scuttled across the seafloor in thousands of different species, with their intricate, armored bodies. They are one of the most famous fossils, for a reason. They absolutely dominated the Cambrian oceans. But they weren't alone. The seas were also home to bizarre-looking creatures that seemed like they came straight out of a science fiction movie. There was the fearsome Anomalocaris, a top predator up to a meter long, with sharp, grasping appendages and a circular mouth perfect for crushing shells. Then there were creatures like Hallucigenia, which was so strange that for decades paleontologists couldn't even figure out which way was up. It walked on tiny, stilt-like legs and had a row of protective spines on its back. This wasn't just about weird wonders, though. This was the moment when the blueprints for almost all major animal groups we know today were laid down. The very first chordates, animals with a primitive spinal cord, appeared. This was the lineage that would eventually lead to fish, amphibians, reptiles, and yes, even us. Sponges, worms, mollusks. Their ancient ancestors all got their start in this incredible evolutionary frenzy. The Cambrian fossil record, especially from sites like the Burgess Shale in Canada, gives us a breathtakingly clear window into this world. These fossils preserved not just hard shells, but also the soft tissues of these animals, allowing us to reconstruct this ancient ecosystem with amazing detail. We see a world that was dynamic, competitive, and full of experimentation. Life was trying out all sorts of body plans, seeing what worked and what didn't. So, the next time you see an insect, a crab, or even look in the mirror, remember the Cambrian Explosion. It was a pivotal chapter in our planet's story, a chaotic and creative burst that set the stage for the entire history of animal life. It proves that from a primordial sea, endless forms, most beautiful and most wonderful, have been, and are being, evolved. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures into deep history, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.